Going to the movies, it was like a thing. I even have a discount card so that I can be. And so, can I see it at home for cheaper? Yes, I can. And so, just physically going to the movie theater, I don't know the last time I've been to a movie theater. Are you the type of person that you feel like I've been doing something for so long, or I've been experiencing something for so long, but I don't write well enough to share the story? I don't speak a certain way to share the story. So everyone speaks the way that they speak. It's not like we're going to change the way that you speak. And some people write the way that they talk. So that should not be a concern for you. You write out your story the way that you would at the skill level that you are at. And then that's where someone else comes in and they help you with the other parts. Sometimes we don't need all the skill and all the talent to pull off the best book that's ever been written. We can get help with that part. So you write the story, and then there's help for you. Another way to expand your book or make it bigger than what it actually is to include people, invite people to share their stories. So now not only are you writing your story, but you're gathering someone else's story. Maybe they don't have an entire book, and you could partner with them or just basically share some of the proceeds with them and share their little truncated story in your book. So maybe each chapter that you have might be a different story from a different person. And then you do a group effort, and everyone benefits from the book. Think about your subject matter of your book and how it relates to the people who will be attending at this event. This is great. So you'll have time to discuss your book with the people that you encounter during the event. So make sure you know who's attending. In addition, know what's in your book that relates to them. When you attend events and you've identified what the subject matter is and you've also picked apart your book, make sure that when you introduce yourself, you say you're an author and you talk about the book. You don't want to talk about your regular day job. You really want to put emphasis on your book and the subject matter as it relates to this event and everyone attending the event. You want to be like you are one of the speakers there and you're one of the experts. You have something, you're in the right place, and they want to buy it from you. Now, some books are not going to be bestsellers, and it's because no one has even opened up the book to see that it is a great book so that people can make buzz about it. And it's because I go back to the cover. If the cover is not appealing, I don't think that anything inside the book is appealing. Now, my opinion is not the end all, the be all, or be all, the end all, however you want to say it. But we are very visual, and so you want to appeal to the eye first. You want someone to look at your book and say, "Oh, this is nice." You want to look at the title and say, "Oh, what's that? It's intriguing. Let me look." Right? So when I'm looking at all these books that are presented, I am looking at those two things first. Then, if you've captured me with what is the description, then it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, let me delve into this, right? So if you don't have those things fleshed out, no one's looking at your book. And so it could very well be a bestseller, but we don't know that. So make sure that you have all of that together. We know when you've done your own book, especially if you don't know what you're doing, right? And so I am proof that I've done books and they were just put together however I wanted to do them. And so I had to say, okay, I did that, and let me try to do it over, right? So don't try to be the expert in something that's this important. Just get a person for every step. Plan out your book and then do it in stages. If you feel like it's too expensive or it's getting to be a little bit too costly for you, take every part of the book process and plan it out. Make a calendar and plan all that out. You do not want to produce this product, then you tell the world, here it is. And then we're like, oh my God, who did this? Right? So, yeah, make it important. Make every part of your book important. Another way to actually not spend any money and publish your book is to do pre sales. You're letting everyone know that you have a book coming. You're going to have the cover already done so they can see at least an example of what the book cover looks like. And you're going to say, hey, it's coming, it's on sale. You're going to let them know what the book is about. And you're going to do this about a month ahead of time. So that way you'll have the money to actually purchase the copies of the book, sign the copies, and then mail them to each person. So the pre sale would want to include the shipping and the packaging. All of that where you're going to have to handle this book and, the labor that's going to go into it. You want to make sure that you include that cost because you are physically going to be sending out these books. You can rely on your publishing platform to do this for you. But my suggestion is if they've taken the time to actually purchase the book, then yes, by all means, please send them a signed copy. Start volunteering to be on other people's channels or podcasts. Let them know what your topic is. And also, if they're speaking about the same thing you're speaking about, then yay, go ahead, reach out to them and say, hey, I have a book. I'd like to chat with you about this topic that we're both so passionate about. And get yourself in front of those other audiences that you don't have exposure to. And then you'll have more people looking at your channel. And then next thing you know, you'll be selling your book. Offer your book to a book club. This is a group of people who have already assembled. They're ready to read books. They're looking for books to read. I'm part of a book club, and everyone makes suggestions, and then we all unanimously vote on what book will be read next. And we read several books a year. So, different book clubs, they have different interests. Some are focused on mainly certain types of books, but you can inquire from the book club leader and find out if your book would be appropriate, and then that would be more sales for you, right? And then that would be marketing. And a lot of times, book club leaders or people that are in book clubs know other people who are in other book clubs and they can recommend your book. So, this is another way to market your book. One thing that I quit, which was really a significant thing in my life, was going to the movies. I loved going to the movies. It was like a thing. I even have a discount card so that I can be VIP, right? And so I found that, okay, am I watching that much stuff? And so can I see it at home for cheaper? Yes, I can. And so just physically going to the movie theater, I don't know the last time I've been to a movie theater. If it's not on YouTube, pretty much I don't see it, right? So this is something that has saved me money and it helps with me publishing books. Make yourself a promise. You know, People make New Year's resolutions all the time and they break the promise. They don't realize that, okay, I said I was going to do this. I told everybody I was going to do this. I even wrote it down in my journal. I put it on my calendar, exercising. People always use that. And then somewhere along the way, week 2, week 3, it's done. But keeping a promise to yourself is just as simple as putting a reminder on your calendar or on your phone that actually dings and goes off at a certain time every day. I have little reminders for things that I don't want to forget that are important to me. So, keeping your promise can be just setting that alarm every day. And it's like, oh, yeah, I need to do that. If that alarm goes off every day, then it's like, okay, yeah, let me get in there. And like I said before, once you get going, then that will inspire you to write more, to do more. And then, you won't be looking like you're lazy. And we're not lazy. We've just lost our way. And, or maybe I'm just talking about me. But yeah, this is just a way to help you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Take care.